It is I, your Lord and Savior, the destructor of mankind himself. Wait, do I still have my props? Oh, please tell me. I think it deletes things I don't have. Okay, that's good. I just wanted to know. Okay. I should have an American flag or something. No, no, thank you. Anyways, let's get back to this. Hello, and welcome to Game Theory. My name's Elsa, if you haven't noticed. But anyways, we're here because, I don't know, I've been wanting to do this for a bit. Just kind of talk about America. No, I'm not saying because I'm patriotic, nothing like that. I'm not a diehard fan for this country. You know, it definitely has its problems. I can respect the country for how it was made and stuff, but it doesn't mean I have to fully give my respects to it, seeing how stupid it has become, especially its people. A lot of people assume a lot of things, and they're all idiots. I really don't like them. But hey, what are you gonna do about it, right? Hey, that's the whole world at this point. But anyways, I am here to just teach you the power of being an American. Push all that tea crap away, your dirty leaf water. Push that freaking nasty gray food away. Take your little Japanese small cups that are apparently large but are small in America. We're not here to talk about your small portions. We're here to talk about the extra, extra larges, the freaking bucket size cups to drink from. We're here to talk about deep frying the deep fried to be the most American Americans. I'm going to teach you the culture of America, but not really because there's so many of them that are also about around the world. But hey, I'm going to teach you what I know. You know what I mean? So if there's any questions or anything at all, I'm happy to answer. I mean, I probably don't know it because as an American, I don't know much about geography either. I just kind of understand it because why would I care about the other countries, right? That's just how it works. But hold on. Let me make sure someone's coming. Alright, let's continue. Now, I'm gonna subscribe to this amazing man. You ever know the kind of. I'm kidding. Okay, let's see. First things first. America. What is it? We could actually do some research. I hope nothing bad pulls up. I would be real honest. Alright, so hold on. Let's do this. Make it easier. America. Oh, grand. The first thing we get is freaking news. What a joke. Hey, Palte, how you been? Freaking head. Oh, sorry to say, I have a headache too. It's not that bad now, but even though I took headache medicine, it should get worse soon. So it's not gonna be the longest stream, but it's gonna about be me teaching you guys how to be American, teaching you what America is. So go ahead and feel free to ask any questions you have about America. You got that, Palte? You got that, man. No, let's continue. Historians revenge America's democracy is on the brink. Yeah, see, here's my big problem, right? Let's go to images. Hopefully it's nothing stupid. Safe search. Yeah, I'm gonna hide explicit results. We don't want anything stupid popping up. Yeah, I got that. Woo! Perfect. Alright. So basically, I'm gonna discuss you the president. Our current president. A disappointment. I mean, they got me to talk about politically what I am. I don't know what I am. I'm not on anyone's side. They're all idiots. You know? The point of being a president is to like not be our king, our ruler that tells us everything we have to do. But is it true that Americans don't know about other countries? Somewhat to a degree, that is correct. I mean, if you, I don't know why specifically. It's just that why would I? I'm talking from my American experience as an American, so I don't know how others would, because others everything's unique to where people probably know all about the world, and a lot of us probably don't. You know, like for example, I hold on, let's see, um, okay, I'm not even gonna read these. I'm not looking at the picture, but I'm seeing the colors of it. So I'm blocking out the words, okay? So I'm gonna say what I know is the freaking countries, and you'll see what I'm getting at. Okay, so by the shape alone, the blue is the United States, which I'm gonna assume is correct because the shape, and I know Mexico's beneath us, and I think I remember the only reason I know the Caribbean is under like Florida is because that game I played, the Plague Inc., because that's what they named it. So I think that's the Caribbean. Central America, I think I used to think Central America was no, it was America, United States. I thought that's what it was, but I think it's in between that and Southern America. I don't know too much about that. I think Southern America is like below by what I remember from the game too. So yeah, game's kind of teaching me, and it's not like it taught me anything either. And I remember Canada's above us, and Greenland's like top right, probably that yellow one by Canada, just because of that game. Hence, I would have not known. Because what I did know before that game was Canada's above us, Mexico's beneath us. And I think I somewhat knew South America was below us. I didn't know about Central America, but I heard of it, but I didn't understand it. But yeah, in other words, yes, that is kind of true. I don't know much about the outside world, and it's just because I don't care. I mean, I don't need to know, if you know what I mean. Like, for instance, I understand Europe is a other country, right? But I don't know the states in Europe. Is Spain a state? I'm not saying. Is Spain a country in Europe or is Spain its own thing? I don't know where Spain is. I think Russia's the big part of it, isn't it? Or is Russia by itself? I don't know. And I think Ukraine's next to it because of the recent news I heard. Japan's a little island, I remember. I think China's big too. But you get lost. Do you get understand what I'm saying, Paltane? That I do not know, but I know some things. Personally. So yeah, our geography isn't the best. Or I'm not saying that for all Americans, don't get it wrong. I just don't know personally. Because I don't care. As I stated plenty of times. Hence, I guess that could be a problem, but I mean, why would it be if I don't really intend on leaving it unless I want to go somewhere? Then I'll learn about that place. Hence, there you go, needed knowledge. Bro, Spain, yeah, see, I know Spain, I understand the idea of Spain, the whole Spaniards conquering, woohoo, raping Native Americans back then. I got it. I got you. But, I mean, not Mexican, no, Native Americans and the Aztecs. But, yeah, Spain, I don't really know where it is. I think it's also in Europe, isn't it? See what I mean? Like, I don't know. Hold on. Is there a test for American? I probably fail it too. That's what's funny. That's the thing about being American is that, hold on. America test. American test kitchen. No. American test kitchen. American test kitchen. Why is it about being kitchen? American test. No. Freak. See, I don't even know how to look for it. How would you look for something that's like, are you American quiz? Okay. Let's see. Oh, great, BuzzFeed. I'm not clicking on BuzzFeed. No one likes BuzzFeed. Come on. How American are you? Let's try this trash. Okay, this is the American quiz, okay? This is me personally. You guys can do it all yourself. You've seen how I did it. It's that up there, whatever. How American are you? Spain is right next to France. See, and that's the thing is that I don't know where France is. I just know Paris is in France. That's all I know. I know Ratatouille takes place in France. I went there during the holidays. Oh, that sounds fun. Like, what are you most thankful for on Thanksgiving Day? None of these. I mean, I don't really care about it. That's why. There's so many different cultures and stuff here in America that it's not like there's a specific one. So hold on, let's see. What are you most thankful for on Thanksgiving Day? I guess food. Heck if I know. The metric system sure does suck, doesn't it? Well, I don't know. It does have. It, see what I mean? I'm just uneducated in a lot of things that I don't care about. But it's terrible, But I mean, I do know I was taught it most likely, but I just never needed to know. Wait, you never follow me? Unless that's your new account with 3 spaces. Oh god, the metric system sure does suck, doesn't? Yeah, it does. Inches and pounds, baby. Yeah. I think that's what's saying that it's the British one, the centimeters of crap. Who says A? That's Canadians, isn't it? Which American hero do you identify with? American hero. Captain America, Spider-Man. Washington for his leadership, Franklin for his scientific mind, Jefferson. Lincoln for his Martin Luther King for his dreams. I guess I like Washington the most. Missed me? I sure did. Okay, I think the best one I could probably identify with is probably George Washington. Just because I don't know. It's not like I don't think they were heroes or anything. He's pretty cool for being the first president. They unsubscribed me. Oh, did it? Oh, that's weird. Okay, now let's continue. Which do you believe should be emphasized more in the American education system? Critical thinking, real life business skills, conservatism, conservatives. I don't even want to read it. Conservationism. I can read it, but my mouth is not saying it. Conservationism. There we go. The influence of other cultures. Oh God, no. God and country. That's if you want to talk about the religious side of things, though, and that's early America. Now it's all about these other religions. It's kind of the whole point of America now, mostly. Critical thinking, real life business skills. And see, that would be a good thing for the education system, right? Business skills definitely help out everyone if you want to do a business. Oh, that's if you want to do business, though, right? God dang it. What does the phrase "the pursuit of happiness" mean to you? Building a home and family, building business, creating a better world for everyone, expressing myself. The pursuit of happiness, doing what you want to do, right? Doing what makes you happy. So, what does that mean? What would make me personally happy? Building a home and a family? Yeah, yeah, I would want a family for sure. Building a business. See, I'm not a business person. I do not care. The influence of cultures from other countries, I don't think. Right. See, that's the thing too. They teach about other countries to a degree. Just if only I think it's only if they really associated with a certain thing of America at that point. Like when they teach history about like World War II and stuff, they'll tell about what's happening during that point of the countries that are not ours. But they won't teach us the history of the countries. Why would they? It's America. You get what I'm saying? But hold on, see. Building a business, creating a better world for no, for everyone. Yeah, I think it's building a home and a family. It's just pursuing the stuff you want to do in life, I believe, but they didn't give me the answer, so whatever. And who saved France's butt back in World War II? Who saved it? America? I think so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Who saved France's butt? Was it America? I don't know. I think other countries might have been involved. But then again, America, baby. I know they want me to say that this was funny. It's so basic. Like I know what they want me to click on. That's what's funny. Which environment is most suitable for raising kids? Urban to grow up tough, suburban for safety, rural to feel connected to nature, small town to feel connected to people. Suburban, not for see the reasons they give. That's not what I'm agreeing with. See, this is so anti-American right here. It's not giving me choices. What kind of crap is this? This seems like a BuzzFeed trash thing. Which environment is most suitable for raising kids? Small town, rural, suburban. I don't know. I think I've always been urban, but I would say suburban, I guess. Bro, that's easy for me. for the World War II. See, that's the thing is, I don't care about World War II. Well, the only thing I know about World War II is Nazis, Germany. Um, Wait, was the Jewish stuff happening at that point? Now I can't remember that. The Holocaust was happening during World War II, right? So that happened. Um, I remember Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. I remember America was like, "Well, now you gotta mess with us," and then yeah, it's just not something I care about. That's what people would think, that you have to care about a lot of stuff. But as an American, you don't really have to. It's not like you have to remember this, but they teach you it. Like I was probably taught that for sure about the other countries in World War II. I mean, I can't even name like 5% of them probably. The big countries of the world probably fought each other. That's all I probably know. I was not born. Yeah, I wasn't born during it. How could I know? Hitler used to be a painter, right? An artist, and they refused him. Hence, one vote basically screwed over all of Germany. Yet made him a giant superpower back then. I What's the best part of America's most popular unofficial holiday? The Super Bowl. I don't care about the Super Bowl. I'm not a sports guy. Um, the commercials, the game. I think sports are a waste of our precious time. Yeah, I don't give a crap. Which of the following would you consider America's greatest strength? Natural resources? I don't know about that. Or multi? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, personally, yeah, I don't care about the culture crap. Whatever, people can be people. I really don't give a crap. Our economy, I don't even think I care. Even though I should. Constitution is pretty alright. Our traditions, what traditions are they though? Everyone's tradition at this point. Maybe Constitution, maybe? No. It would no. See, that's why it would probably be the Constitution, but now everyone's butchering it. Everyone's like, "Oh, that ain't exactly true. Yeah, they do this and that," and they just say, because if you put the no, let's say multiculturalism for now. If they said the army, I would have clicked that. The sound of multiple languages being spoken in an international metropolis like Washington D.C. is that's just life, no biggie. A bit disconcerting. More English, please. So, come on, now they're just being straight up racist. So, what the heck is this crap? Good for business, global economy. Here it comes. Music to my ears. That's just life, no biggie. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of languages. I don't care. I only know English. This kind of sucks. 'Cause I want to know what they're saying, but I don't. Which class of American do you feel is getting the short end of the stick these days? The poor, minorities, the middle class, job creators. We're all gonna be on the short end of the stick without more environmental protections. Oh my god, what are these? This is probably the least American. No, that's not even correct. This is one of the most stupid American things I have ever read. And I believe this is from America, or someone who doesn't know anything about America. It's one of the two. Okay, which class of American do I feel gets a short end? The poor? I would say the poor, right? Minorities. I don't remember. Middle class, maybe, because the poor, that sucks for them, right? But in the middle of everything, it's the middle class because they have to pay for the poor to live, and then they have to pay for the rich to stay rich. Job creators, maybe, but they have businesses to run, so whatever. We're all gonna be short and stick with more environmental protection. See, I would put this if they didn't add that stupid environmental protection part at the end. So I'm gonna say the middle class. Now, What's your favorite moment from the movie Independence Day? Oh, great, that trash movie. I never even watched it. Will Smith punches the alien in the face. The stirring speech given by the president, and no one gives a crap. The rest of the world waiting for the USA to organize the count. Yeah, that's how it works, baby. If aliens attack, you guys will be bowing because America, please. I'm not familiar with the film. See, that is true. But I know Will Smith punched the alien, so he didn't slap it at least, right? Get resolved. Like, let's see what it says about me being American. You're a meat and potatoes kind of person. You're 100% American. Oh my god. No Durham American. What else you got me to say? I'm 100% American. What can I say? Yeah. You're a proud man of nonsense working class and have a little patience for intellectuals chasing your own tail. Oh, life should be lived simply, and if more people subscribe to that idea, we'd probably be a little better off, right? What in the world was this? Palte, do you see this crap I had to go through? That was even an American test. That was like one of the worst tests I've ever read in my whole life. You know you're American if you got 30 out of 35. Okay, let's see. Let's try one more, then we'll get to the history lessons, right? Okay, you know this American if you get... Oh, no. Okay, let's start the quiz. Who was the first man to walk on the moon? Was it Neil Armstrong? God dang, my headache. Ah, my headache. That hurts. Okay, okay. I need music playing in the background, not for my own sake, for the videos, for this stream's sake, because it'll turn off my headset. So, we've turn on some background American song. Background American music.
Is it me, or does everyone auditioning for this health insurance commercial look the same? It's not you.
Okay, okay. Here we go. Okay, Neil Armstrong. I was correct. Neil Armstrong was the first man to step on the moon. He was born in wherever the freak, Ohio, August 1930. Nice. The USA is a union of 50 independent states. The United States is a union of 50 independent states, and every one of the states is darn beautiful. Isn't there more states, though? More countries that are added to us, like Hawaii and stuff? Or is that part of the 50? What civil rights legend fought with nonviolence? Teddy Kennedy? Who the heck is that? Isn't Teddy Roosevelt the president and John F. Kennedy? Martin Luther King Jr. Martin King Luther Jr. Yeah, woo! Martin Luther King Jr. is famous for being a civil rights leader who fought with nonviolent actions. That is shame. I think he got assassinated, didn't he? I haven't heard from him since like middle school. Which president freed the slaves? George Washington was around when they first started, so not yet. Thomas Jefferson, no. Abraham Lincoln. Yep. Abraham Lincoln will always be remembered as the president that freed the slaves. If you didn't get the memo yet, slavery was ubiquitous before then. Yeah. Who was president during the American Civil War? Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was famously president during the American Civil War. He was sadly assassinated before his presidency. Yeah, that is sad. Though no one liked him at first, you know, they all thought he was incompetent. Hence, they didn't like him at all. But then at the end, he just kind of railed it all into Yale. What was the most recent state to join the Union? Oh, freak, I don't know. Alas, Puerto Rico? I knew it was Hawaii. Hawaii is the last state to join the Union. It was the year 1959 where it happened. Yeah, I was thinking Hawaii, but I put Puerto Rico because I heard of them. The laws in the USA are the same in each state, different in each state, based upon red states, different in each state. Yep. The laws in the USA are different depending upon what state you're in. Our nation's United States independent states. Yep. It is pretty crazy how different the rules can be in different states. Who can run for president? Someone with American children. Someone who served in... Wait, who can run for president? Someone who is a natural-born citizen. Yep. To be president, you must be a natural-born citizen of this country. To be president, you must be 35... Yep, 35 years old. What is the most commonly eaten food in the U.S.? Hamburgers, pasta, burrito, hamburgers, most likely. Hamburgers are the most eaten food in the U.S. After that, you have the hot dogs and french fries. Yeah, hot dogs are amazing. What ship brought the Pilgrims to New England in 1620? I don't know. Mayflower? Oh, how was that? I just guessed. I think I've heard of it before. Yeah, the Mayflower is a ship that brought the Pilgrims to the U.S. in 1620. The land of the shores of Cape Cod and present-day Massachusetts. What state is famous for gumbo? Before I read this, I think that's a black dish from back then, wasn't it? So, South Carolina, Louisiana, Kentucky. Louisiana, I'm gonna guess Louisiana. Yes! Louisiana is the home of gumbo. The stew is the official state cuisine. Nice. Gumbo's pretty good. I never had it freshly made. I got it from a can. It was pretty good. How many U.S. states have the word Commonwealth in their official title? I don't know. One? I'm gonna assume one. Ugh, 4. There are 4 United States that have the word Commonwealth in it. There are Kentucky, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. So they're Commonwealth, huh? Well, where is Mount Rushmore? What? It's in none of those. It's in Washington, D.C., isn't it? I don't think it's in Nevada. I'm thinking Iowa. I don't know. Where's South Dakota again? Shit. Where is Mount Rushmore? Iowa. Dang it! Mount Rushmore Monument is located in South Dakota. The monument to George Washington, Thomas, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Yep. What is the largest city in the U.S. by population? New York. Yep, New York is the largest city in the U.S. Los Angeles is second, then Chicago. Yep. What is America's highest mountain? I don't know. Capitol Peak, Mount Rainier, Mount McKinley. Capitol Peak? Mount McKinley is the highest mountain. It's also known as Denali, and it reaches 20,310 feet above sea level. Okay. What is the longest river in the USA? Rio Grande, Ohio, the Missouri River, isn't it? I think I heard of it. I think it's that river that cuts down a couple states, doesn't it? Missouri is the longest river in the states. That makes it the most famous river might be the Mississippi. In what year did the USA gain independence from England? 1776. Yep. The U.S. gained independence from England in 1776. That's why we celebrate Independence Day on July 4th. America. That's the song of the song. Can you hear it that good? I hope you can hear it. Who wrote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal"? Wasn't it, Thomas Jefferson? Yeah, he wrote the Constitution. Yeah, I think it is the Constitution, not the Declaration of Independence. I don't know. Thomas Jefferson's famous for writing, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." This is the second paragraph of the United States Declaration of Independence. Yep. What is U.S.'s biggest export? Machinery and electronics? Yep. Machinery and electronics are U.S.'s biggest export. This because computers account for roughly 13% of exports. Okay. What organization is responsible for handling world problems and disputes? The UN, right? Yeah, the United Nations is responsible for handling world problems and disputes. The United States is host headquarters of the United Nations. Yep. What is the largest state in the U.S.? Texas. Alaska? Really? Alaska? America? Alaska is the largest state in the U.S., but that definitely doesn't mean it's the most densely populated. Where is Cloudgate? I don't know. Cloudgate, Detroit? No, Chicago. Yeah. What is the address of the White House? I don't know. 1st Washington Street, 10 Downing Street, God dang it. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Oh shoot, I was right. The White House is located at 1600. Construction on the White House began on October 13th, 1792. Where are the Everglades? I don't know. Alabama, Florida, Georgia? Florida. The Everglades are located in South Florida. Be sure to take a trip to Everglades National Park. How many home runs did Babe Ruth hit? I don't know. I'm gonna assume 450. 714. Babe Ruth hit 714 home runs. He had 2,873 hits. Yeah, Babe Ruth. I remember him kind of, right? He was a legend. In what year were women given the right to vote? when you women given the right to vote? When was it 1935 and 1905? 19, the amendment was ratified. Your attention, women fought long and hard for that one. Yeah. Where is the extraterrestrial highway? Nevada? The famous extraterrestrial highway is located in Nevada. Route 375 stretches 80 miles. Yeah, isn't that where Area 51 is, basically? God dang it, stop! Stop it! Where is The Walking Dead filmed? Atlanta, I think, right? The dystopian TV show is filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. You know that was real, but all Americans should know that. How would I know? I just know it because I remember hearing it. Who was the second president of the U.S.? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. Ah, John Adams was the second president. Of course. God dang it. In which city was Starbucks founded? San Francisco, Portland, Seattle? Seattle? Oh yeah. You can still go and visit the original Starbucks cafe today. Where is the Monument Valley? Oklahoma? I don't know this crap. See, I don't know about the other states as much either. Monument Valley is actually kind of Arizona. Yeah, Florida. It's not towering extension, but okay. Where does the majority of the U.S. population live? West Coast? The majority of this lives on the East Coast and Northeast, particularly properly. Who was the U.S. president from 1977 to 1980? Was it Reagan? Jimmy? Who the heck is Jimmy Carter? Jimmy Carter was president in 1979. He was our 39th president. Who bought Manhattan from Native Americans? Britain. Netherlands. The Dutch were the first to purchase Manhattan. Okay. Where was John F. Kennedy assassinated? Washington, D.C.? What? Really? Okay. You got 20 out of 35. Better luck next time. So apparently I'm not American at this point. Whoop-de-god-dang-do, son. Alright. So how about we learn some American history? 25 minutes, huh? Yeah, let's watch the oversimplified version. That
Say,
seems
Liberty
fun.
Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Oh boy. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty. It's all.
Okay, how about now? I would want to, but I don't know if I trust it. Alright, let's just do this one, I hope.
The United States of America was formed out of a blaze of revolution in the 18th century. Within 200 years, the nation reached the height of its power, emerging triumphant and robust, following 2 world wars that devastated many other great nations. However, the history of this region stretches back further and is deeper than most believe. This is the history of the United States of America. Before the formation of the United States,
We're
the
in
history
Britain,
of the
right?
continent claims diverse and intriguing evolution. The documented voyages and later death of Christopher Columbus paved the way for further Spanish and Portuguese expeditions, which were to reveal the existence of South America, with more accurate data and instruments at their disposal. References by mapmakers stated this was a new world. As stories were told of this new world, many people were intrigued and wanted to see for themselves. Therefore, the United States was to become a nation of immigrants, filled with unwavering optimism and determination to succeed. However, before the settlement by Europeans, and prior to explorers charting the coastlines, the continent was inhabited by various native communities. It is theorized the first people came via Beringia, a land bridge that connected Russia and Alaska during the Ice Age. As the world temperature increased, the glaciers melted, raising the sea levels and thereby closing the land bridge. Over time, these first hunter-gatherers migrated throughout the continent and were the ancestors of all Native Americans. A variety of people, societies, languages, and cultures subsequently developed, most of which have been wiped out today. The land, climate, and nature were significant influences in the lives and beliefs.
Religion, social structure, building techniques, and hunting methods were common amongst tribes in particular geographical locations. However, there was huge diversity in language and customs from one tribe to another.
Beliefs of those who occupied it. One of the earliest societies was the Mississippi culture, where archaeology has established that they built raised cities and ceremonial burial mounds, with urban settlements sustained by a commendable trading network. In the southwest, the Pueblos were known to have constructed complex multi-story villages built out of stone. To the northeast, 5 and later 6 nations banded together to form the Iroquois Confederacy. They developed a centralized democratic government,
Good
which
God,
comprised
I'm
of
learning about
representative
how
chiefs.
America was made, not
It
for
is argued that
history.
this confederacy was formed shortly before European contact by the peacemaker. However, the actual date is hearsay, as no records exist.
Okay, I like it. Not bad. Oversimplified might be... Oh, History Channel, huh? But hold on, before we watch History Channel, obviously, I need to make sure, hold on. See, I want to watch this too. See, all these are interesting. But I hate that I gotta do this. We gotta watch Oversimplified. That it annoys me. But we gotta do it.
Holy smokes! Christopher Columbus, that is no way to address the King and Queen of Spain. What is wrong with you? Okay, so you know how we're looking for a new trade route to India, right? Right. And the Earth is round, right? So I'm thinking we can just sail the other way around the planet, right? Yeah. So I set sail, right? And I reach India, right? Right. Wrong. Wrong. I did not reach India. I did not. All right, get to the point. Did you know there's a whole nother freaking continent out there? Okay, and you think I should care about this? Why? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention there's gold everywhere?
Gold!
Columbus landed in Central America in October 1492, and he had the time of his life. And by that I mean he went on a huge theft and murder spree. He stole gold, jewelry, people, and a hammock. And then he returned to show off all of his riches, including a few previously undiscovered items, such as tobacco, the pineapple, turkeys, and a hammock. Now I know what you're thinking, but oversimplified, Columbus didn't discover America, the Vikings did. And you'd be partially right. In the 11th century, Leif Erikson was the first European to land in America. But hey, if you love Vikings so much, then why don't you check out today's sponsor?
Oh
Viking
my god.
under my nickname, Hammock. And suddenly the race was on to explore and conquer the New World. After a couple centuries of warring with the natives and each other, the European powers had claimed quite a lot of land, including this area, which both the English and the French claimed as theirs. One day the French said, I'm gonna build some forts along here. And the English were like, could you not? And the French said, sorry, but no, I could not. And they went ahead and built their forts, which pissed off the English, so they sent an up-and-coming British lieutenant colonel by the name of George Washington with a combined force of British troops and Native Americans. After a short battle, the French commander said, all right, we surrender. Okay, boys, pack it up. They're surrendering. Oh, sorry, was I not meant to split his head open with the tomahawk? Don't worry. It's not like this will start a 7-year-long major global conflict. And what happened next was a 7-year-long major global conflict, which Great Britain won. At the peace negotiations, Spain gave up Florida, while France gave up all of its territories in North America. But Britain's victory came at a cost, a £60 million cost. They were now broke, in a lot of debt, and had to come up with some way to repay it. So they went to the colonies and said, okay, listen up. So a huge part of the war was spent protecting you from the French, and now we have no money because of it. So... I'm not sure what you're saying here. Okay, so we spent a lot of money protecting you from the French, right? Right. And now we're broke. That certainly is a pickle. Listen to me. We spent all of our money protecting you, and now we need money. Can you please pay us back some money?
No.
No. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and tax you. In 1764, Britain introduced the Sugar Act, forcing the colonists to import sugar and molasses exclusively from the British and to pay duties on them. Then a year later, they introduced the extremely controversial Stamp Act, and it worked a little something like this. Hello, shopkeep. Hello, Mr. Bungleberry. Here's the deed for your new shack. Stamp. That'll be 3 pence, please. Wait, what was that? It's the new tax. I get a stamp on any paper or documentation I make, and you have to pay for it. Would you like to see this pamphlet that explains everything? Yes, please. Okay. Stamp. 2 pence, please. This is awful. You know what? Just give me a deck of cards so I can go gamble my pain away. Okay.
Down there.
No. Don't do it. Stamp. Obviously, the
Yeah, America's freak you. Who do you think you are trying to make us pay taxes? It's not like we pay
colonists were
taxes
like,
now. Oh.
hey, my dudes, this new tax legislation right here, this is BS. Until now, they had enjoyed relative freedom to rule themselves, and now suddenly Britain was asserting its control. They were especially unhappy because they didn't have any representatives in the parliament that was levying taxes on them. So they protested. Orators gave fiery speeches. British goods were boycotted, and anyone loyal to the British found themselves increasingly harassed. The whole thing actually began to take quite a toll on British business, and after just a couple years, the British were forced to repeal the Stamp Act. But we still desperately need money. What should we do? We could try taxing the colonies. Great idea. Wait, didn't we literally just try that and it failed miserably? Man, look at me. I look fabulous. Have you ever seen such a
These
handsome
people
boy?
look like
No
jokes.
siree, Georgie. No way. You're the handsomest, smartest, most popular king that ever lived, and everybody likes you. You're doing such a good job. Your Majesty? Oh, you're still here. Get the hell out. So in 1766, the British made a declaration saying, we can do what we want because we're in charge and you can all go suck it. Then they levied a whole bunch of new taxes on the Americans via import duties. Glass? There's a tax for that. Lead? There's a tax for that. Paper? Tea? Oil? There's a tax for that. And once again, the Americans boycotted British goods, British business felt the pinch, and the British had to back down. Alright, this is ridiculous. They're my colonies, and I have to be able to assert my control. Repeal all the new taxes except for the one on tea. Also send 1,000 troops to Boston to take control. Oh, and make the colonists pay for them. And as British troops arrived, the tension in Boston was palpable. You could cut it with a knife, and it was all about to come to a head. On March 5th, a band of local patriots began heckling a British guard at the customs house.
Yep.
More and more Americans joined in the heckling, while more British troops turned up in support of their comrade. Snowballs were thrown at the British. The snowballs turned to rocks, the rocks to oyster shells. The soldiers, outnumbered, panicked. One thing leads to another, and you can see where this is going. 5 civilians were killed. The Patriot press throughout the colonies declared the Boston Massacre an unwarranted crime committed against the people of Boston by the cruel British, and the anger continued to grow. A British revenue schooner that ran aground in Rhode Island was burned by the locals. When it came to light that the governor of Massachusetts supported the suppression of the colonists, his house was burned by the locals. And next, the colonists would set their sights on the remaining tax on tea. On December 16, 1773, a band of patriots known as the Sons of Liberty disguised themselves as Native Americans, marched down to Boston Harbor, boarded a British merchant ship loaded with tea, and in front of thousands of spectators, threw nearly 10,000 pounds worth of tea overboard. The British were disgusted, and they punished Massachusetts with a vengeance. They dissolved its General Assembly, revoked their charter, and sent 3,000 more troops to occupy the city, meaning Boston and Massachusetts were now essentially under the direct rule of Great Britain. And oh boy, were the people pissed. The other
Yeah.
colonies saw what was happening and worried they might be next. So
No, I want to just watch it and be just enjoy myself watching it. But then that's kind of sad on my part, right? I need to give my input on this. So yeah, British people suck. I'm kidding. I don't like anyone equally, remember? So if I make fun of the British, it's just because I make fun of the British. I'll make fun of the Indians too, the Africans, the Canadians, whatever the heck any other people are out there. I don't give a crap. But yeah, America stemmed from the idea that you can't tell us what to do, you tyrant piece of trash. And while you guys still have your old sag bag over there telling you guys what to do, their incest genetic kingdom crap, we're over here with our totally functional presidents that aren't delusional in their own way and support only one side of the country, you know? Totally not. It's not like we're supposed to have a president that's supposed to look over all of America as one people, the American people instead of Democrats, Republicans, and all the other nonsense. That is where I think it messed up. The second they just messed it up like that, dear God. We can't even unite as a country because look, our president's always in a sad state. And the fact that we have the power as civilians, to say, no, we don't want you as president. I'm gonna replace you, like we did with Nixon, basically. I think that's what happened. You know, veto him out, get him out of there, give us president that actually matters. It doesn't matter which side, and the fact that they don't even play like how adults play against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're voting for a president, it should be the people's vote, right? But when they talk, they should give their positive points. Like, hey, I want to do this, and that's what the both of them should strive for, to help everyone. Like if you're gonna tax people, taxes are stupid. But if you're gonna tax people, tax them all equally, and don't make the taxes so high. Like why would we need to pay for schools that kids don't even want to attend because they're retarded? Come on, no. But yeah, just the rich, the poor, the middle class, all of us have to be equal in the sense that let's say 5%. Let's just say 5% for now, right? Like as an example, 5% tax for I don't know, living in a house for all I care. Yeah, if you have the $1 billion, or let's say you're rich, no, you're rich, and you have a $1 million, and you need to pay 5% taxes on it, then that would be, let's see, what's 1 million? 500,000, I think. I would think so. 5,000, 500,000. Oh wait, what was I thinking about? Wait, 100%, and I said a million, right? Oh, then yeah, 5,000. 5,000. So $5,000, which is unreasonable. It's unreasonably whatever. So the rich will have to pay 5,000. The middle class, if they say they have to pay $2,000 instead of the 100,000, that the rich would. If it's $1,000, then the middle class will have to pay, what is it, $50, I believe. It seems like, yeah, that's a lot less, but that's literally just 5% still, and they're struggling just the exact same amount of money as you are at that point. So when you're rich, that's a lot more money, so you shouldn't really have to worry. And same with the poor, yes, but if they're poor and they don't have a house, there's differences. You can't just tax people who can't afford to be taxed. Even the middle class, the rich, everyone should be equal as Americans, not because of what they believe or sides, and that's the biggest problem, sides. The fact that we're split. Cultures and everything, good, but politics, that's ridiculous. Let's continue.
So they called a brain
I'm
trust
getting
to
a headache,
decide what to
though.
do. 56 delegates from 12 colonies gathered and met in Philadelphia at the First Continental Congress, and the roll call read like a who's who of America's finest thinkers. I'm talking lawyers extraordinaire Johnny A and Johnny J, experienced military commander George Washington, businessman and future alcoholic beverage Samuel Adams, fiery orator Patty H, guy who married a rich lady Big J Dickinson. And while they weren't present at the first Congress, soon names like James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and much later Alexander Hamilton would all serve time in the Continental Congress. The question now, though, was what to do about the British. After much bitter debate and disagreement, they eventually agreed on an amazing solution. They would simply ask the British to stop. Can you stop? No, it didn't work. Okay, then tell the local militias to start arming and be ready at a minute's notice. And across the colonies, these Minutemen stood ready for the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. Now,
Yeah.
having your colonies in open rebellion is one thing. Once they start arming themselves, that's when it really hits the fan. So British General Thomas Gage ordered 700 troops from Boston out into the rebel-controlled Massachusetts countryside to destroy stores of arms and ammunition held by the rebels in Concord. The British set out in the middle of the night. Patriots including Paul Revere rode ahead to warn that the British were coming, giving the rebels time to prepare. The two sides met in Lexington as the sun began to rise. They faced off against each other, and in the confusion, somebody shot first. The shot heard around the world marked the beginning of the American War of Independence. The rebels were outnumbered and had to fall back to Concord as the British split up to search for rebel supplies. However, more and more Patriot rebels kept showing up, and this time it was the British who were outnumbered as more fighting kicked off in Concord. The most professional army in the world was forced to flee back to Boston at the hands of local, poorly trained militiamen, and all along the British route back to Boston, Patriot rebels continued to gather and open fire on the retreating British. When the British reached Boston, the rebel militias surrounded them. Boston and the British were now under siege as small land and naval skirmishes continued around the city. And the British would suffer another embarrassing blow. this time in upstate New York. Colonel Benedict Arnold concocted a plan to take the British stronghold Fort Ticonderoga, which held a large amount of guns and ammunition. He set off towards the fort alone, hoping to recruit men along the way, when he came across the Green Mountain Boys, led by Ethan Allen, who, as it turned out, had the exact same plan he did. So they decided to work together. But I'm in charge. No, 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 I'm in charge. This went on for some time, until the Green Mountain Boys threatened to go home, and Arnold had to concede. The group raided the fort at night while the Redcoats were asleep, and they caught them completely by surprise, taking the fort and all of its munitions with almost no resistance. Wow, great job, Ethan. Very impressive. By the way, what happened to that other guy we sent to take the fort? Who? Benedict Arnold. Never heard of him. Ouch.
Come on. We've done a
What
sad
the
joke.
Nobody knew what was going on. The colonies were in open rebellion, and for now, they even seemed to be winning. So King George fired General Gage, replaced him with General William Howe, and ordered the rebellion to be put down immediately. Okay, the British are definitely going to retaliate for all of this, so we should probably put together a proper army. First, we need to pick a commander-in-chief, and I think we can all agree that that job should go to the man, the myth, the legend, George Washington. My
Yep.
friends, I am humbled and honored that you would consider me for such an important role. I did not expect for this. All right, you've been showing up in a military uniform every day for the last 10 months. We all know you wanted this, so cut the crap, George. Dude. Uncool. So Washington began his journey up to Boston to take command of the newly established Continental Army, just as the British made their first major attempt to break the siege. They made plans to take the high ground on Bunker Hill, but spies warned the Continentals of the British plans, so they fortified Bunker Hill and set up defensive positions.
Crazy how that used to be the American flag, huh? It's like, that's what the colonies, right? The stripes. But we didn't have the stars yet. Interesting. Well, it's just the British on that blue part of the flag. I mean, why would they have the British part still? I don't know.
On nearby Breed's Hill. The day of the battle came, and as the British advanced, a barrage of Continental gunfire was opened up on them. Twice they tried to climb the hill, twice they were pushed back. The battle lasted 3 hours until the Continentals finally ran out of ammunition and had to retreat, allowing the British to take the hill. While technically a British victory, they suffered nearly 1,000 casualties to the Continentals' 400. The colonists showed the British that this wasn't just a rebellion, it was war, and they were ready for it. But one thing they weren't sure about was why they were fighting. While some radicals were starting to throw around the I word, most hoped to eventually repair their relationship with Great Britain. So they sent a letter to King George saying, "Hey man, looks like things aren't going your way. Remove the taxes and let's be friends? I'm gonna kick your ass." Send that to the colonies. Your Majesty, your handwriting is terrible. Are you sure? Just do it. What does it say? He's gonna lick my... Gross. So for the remainder of the year, small engagements continued to occur around the colonies. The British burned down the towns of Falmouth, Massachusetts and Norfolk, Virginia as revenge for earlier anti-British incidents. These actions played right into the hands of patriot
Breaking news, King George is a big sugar
propaganda. Overseas, the British were seen as brutes, and the French and Spanish would soon begin sending supplies to the rebel cause. During this time, there was also minor fighting going on between patriot and loyalist militias in the southern colonies. Benedict Arnold was still on a mission to win some personal glory for himself, so he headed up an attempt to invade Canada in a two-pronged attack. The Continentals managed to capture some British forts and the city of Montreal, but a harsh snowstorm with some smallpox on the side saw them defeated and pushed back at Quebec City, and they were forced to retreat all the way to Fort Ticonderoga. Speaking of which, remember all those guns and ammunition? Well, this guy's got a plan for what to do with them. He uses oxen to drag 120,000 pounds of artillery for 2 months through the harsh winter, 300 miles all the way to Washington and his Continental Army surrounding Boston. Boom. Washington's got himself some big guns, which is fortunate because up until now his army had been suffering through the cold winter, not knowing when the siege would end. Now, they could make a move. Washington wanted to launch a full assault on the city, but his junior officers felt the British were too fortified, and to his credit, Washington was great at hearing and taking on board the ideas.
Wait, you said miss me? Then you disappeared. I guess I really did miss you, huh? You left before I could say it. Freaking headache's getting worse. Freaking yeah, we're just watching American Revolution, then we're gonna probably go to the Civil War. I don't know. We'll see how far we go. We'll already learn about this crap for now. And then I'm just giving you the idea. Then we're gonna watch another story about how the song of America is made, the Star Spangled Banner. Then I'll do some karaoke of American songs, as stupid as that sounds. Ugh, it just cracks me up how stupid that is. But that's American for you.
Of others. Instead, the Continentals worked through the
The
night,
great break time. Why, thank you. Ugh, my friggin' head. I even took some headache medicine, and it didn't work. Perfect. So how you been, No Name? We can rest in peace, not like death. Yes. Yes. Yes, Queen Slay. How you doing, though? You having fun? You had KFC for dinner? Who got that video on? Eee! I got the video on. I paused it because we're having a break, remember? You chose break time. You know, so you can suggest videos? What do you mean? Like, I know what that means literally, but I mean, like, what do you mean by it? I mean, of course I can suggest videos. Hey, I suggest you watch this. Like, like that. Like, telling you what video to put on. Oh, well, it's not really one of those streams where you can tell me what to put on. I'm just showing you American history and stuff. And then, like I said, next I'm gonna watch the how the song was made. Yeah. You know how it is. The name of the game. The name of the game. It's crazy. Alright, I think we're about time to get started on the video again. Well, I think break time is over. Yeah, exactly what I literally just said.
putting the guns up on Dorchester Heights, overlooking the city. And when dawn broke and the British saw the guns, they knew they were toast. Their positions were completely exposed. It was checkmate. They had no choice but to abandon the city. 120 ships carried 9,000 redcoats and 2,000 loyalists away to an unknown fate, and Washington had his first victory of the war. Washington then moved his army to New York, knowing that when the British returned, they would probably land there. In the meantime, a
Funny
friendly-looking old
cannons.
man by the name of Thomas Paine had written and published a pamphlet called Common Sense, in which he advocated for total independence from Great Britain. It spread across the colonies like wildfire, and to this day remains the best-selling title in America. It was read aloud in taverns and meeting halls, and
Proportional
brought the
to
idea of
population.
independence into the mainstream. Congress began to seriously consider the idea. Thomas Jefferson was selected to write up an official Declaration of Independence, and he went hard, writing that all men are created equal, with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Of course, Jefferson had over 100 slaves, but we don't have to talk about that. On the 2nd of July, Congress voted unanimously in favor of independence, and John Adams declared that the 2nd of July would go down as the most remembered day in American history. Then a couple days later, independence actually came into effect. The United States of America was born. There was no turning back now. The Americans tore down a statue of King George in New York and melted him down into 42,000 musket balls. To the British, it was treason, and if the king had his way, Washington and all of Congress would be hung. Speaking of the British,
Life is like a void where you can make a life, well, kinda. Wait, life is like a void where you can make a life. What? You can make life with what? A life is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get, but either way, you gotta deal with it. Yeah. Not everyone gets the best pick in life, but everyone can get the best. Um, I don't know. I'm just talking nonsense now. I'm oversimplifying it, idiot. Okay, then rebel. If that's what you want to say, then that's what you want to say. Oh wait, oh, what did I pause it? I paused it because it doesn't say, look at that flag. Can't believe we finally upgraded past that outdated theme.
Guess who's back? The king sent an intimidating force of 130 warships and 25,000 men to New York. Washington knew that taking on the most powerful military in the world wouldn't be easy. The British set up camp on Staten Island as the Americans dug into defensive positions around Brooklyn Heights, waiting for an attack to come. But the British just waited, wearing down their opponent's nerve while building their own strength. At one point, they launched a big scary artillery barrage and then said, you know, if I was you right now, I'd probably sue for peace. But Washington told them to shove it. The Americans kept holding out for what was coming, and when they finally hit, they hit hard. 15,000 British troops approached the American position, and the two sides fired on
I believe the blue is America and the red are the British. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I do think it is.
each other in massive
You would think it's the blue. No, I think guards in Britain right now use the red coat still, right?
rows. But what the Americans didn't realize was they were only fighting a decoy. The main British force was going around to flank the Americans from behind, and when they arrived, they inflicted heavy casualties. The Americans panicked and retreated back to Brooklyn Heights, where they then found themselves trapped between the British army and the river. It looked as though the war was already lost, but luckily, instead of attacking, the British decided to dig in for a siege, and then a thick fog set in, allowing Washington's army to escape across the river unimpeded. The British continued to chase and engage the Americans at Manhattan, and the Americans suffered defeat after defeat after defeat. It was a disaster. Washington's leadership was called into question, as thousands of American POWs were left to rot as traitors. Washington's army fled through New Jersey all the way down to Pennsylvania. Rarely had an army been so badly beaten, yet survived to fight another day.
Yep, it's crazy. Yep, and to sum it up, America's like, freak you. And they're like, no, freak you. Then America won because the British, they can't beat America. That's just how life works. You know what I mean? Bada bing, ching chang ching. Hello, Ellesley. How you doing? Hello, Ellesley. How you doing? Hello, Ellesley. How you doing? I'm oversimplifying it, idiot. Oh, good. Now, before we continue, let me search up this song. Then I'll sing you American songs that'll send you back to the past. Do 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 do. I'd rather have a buffalo. Take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten butthole. A roadkill skunk and down here with you. He's the angriest gamer you ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Super Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. When you turn on your TV, you be sure you're tuned to Channel 3. It's got a nerdy shirt and a pocket pouch. Even though I never seen write anything down. A power glove, and a filthy mouth. Armed with the zapper, he'll tear these games down. He's the angriest gamer you ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. He plays the worst games of all time. Horrible abominations and mankind. They make him so mad he could spit. Say cowabunga. Cow freaking piece of duck crap. And rip you off and don't care one bit. But this nerd, he doesn't forget it. Why can't a turtle swim? Why can't I land a plane? They got a quick buck with this crap load up. The characters' names are wrong. Password so long. Why don't the weapons do anything? He's the angriest gamer you ever. Game sucks so bad he makes up his own words. He's the angriest, most ticked off gaming nerd. He's the angry Atari, ColecoVision, Nintendo, Neo Geo, Commodore, Neo Geo, Super Nintendo, nerd. He's the angriest gamer you ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. I don't know why I'm singing that song, but I love it still. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. But anyways, let's get to it. Where's the online button? There we go. Where is it? What was I gonna do again? How the Star Spangled Banner was written. Here we are. Yep. This is for you nerds out here. This is how we got our song, baby. The Star Spangled Banner, as you never heard it.
There was a lawyer once. His name was Francis Scott Key. He penned a song that I'm sure you're aware of. You've seen it. It's in most hymnals throughout our churches. It's called the national anthem. It is our song as an American. We go, however, to a ball game. We stand in our church services and we sing the words of that song, and they float over our minds and our lips, and we don't even realize what we're singing. Most of us have memorized it as a child, but we've never really thought about what it means. Let me tell you a story. Francis Scott Key was a lawyer in Baltimore. The colonies were engaged in vicious conflict with the mother country, Britain. Because of this conflict and the protractedness of it, they had accumulated prisoners on both sides. The American colonies had prisoners and the British had prisoners. And the American government initiated a move. They went to the British and they said, let us negotiate for the release of these prisoners. They said, we want to send a man out to discuss this with you. They were holding the American prisoners in boats about 1,000 yards offshore. And they said, we want to send a man by the name of Francis Scott Key. He will come out and negotiate to see if we can make a mutual exchange.
Yep.
On the appointed day, in a rowboat, he went out to this boat and he negotiated with the British officials. And they reached a conclusion that men could be exchanged on a one-for-one basis.
Yep. So if you don't understand that somehow, it means they're gonna switch their prisoners with each other. Like one, like if you give me a prisoner, I'll give you a prisoner. That's just it, just in case you don't understand for some reason. But yeah, so it was a deal. Dang done deal.
Francis Scott Key, jubilant with the fact that he'd been successful, went down below in the boats, and what he found was a cargo hold full of humanity, men.
Humanity,
And
man.
he said, men, I've got news for you tonight. You're free. He said, tonight I have negotiated successfully your return to the colonies. He said, you'll be taken out of this boat, out of this filth, out of your chains. As he went back up on board to arrange for their passage to the shore, the admiral came and he said, we have a slight problem. He said, we will still honor our commitment to release these men, but it'll be merely academic after tonight. It won't matter. And Francis Scott Key said, what do you mean? He said, well, Mr. Key, he said, tonight we have laid an ultimatum upon the colonies.
Alright. Now, I know. I know I have to pause it a lot because if I don't, then I'm literally just watching something. So I would say something, but let's just show you what the word means. There we go. God dang, what the freak? Oh, I thought that was a girl for a second. I was like, oh, what the freak? I was like, oh, it's just a muscular wrestler. Ultimatum. A final demand or statement of terms, the rejection of which will result in retaliation or a breakdown of relations. Basically, like this is it. This is the final one. No more after this. Because after this, it's game over, man. Like that, basically, kind of. Hopefully.
Your people will either capitulate and lay down the colors of that flag that you think so much of, or you see that fort right over there, Fort Henry? He said, we're going to remove it from the face of the earth. He said, how are you going to do that? He said, if you will, scan the horizon of the sea. And as he looked, he could see hundreds of little dots. And he said, that's the entire British war fleet. He said, all of the gunpowder, all of the armament is being called upon to demolish that fort. It will be here within striking distance in a matter of about 2.5 hours. He said, the war is over. These men would be free anyway. He said, you can't shell that fort. He said, that's a large fort. He said, it's full of women and children. He says, it's predominantly not a military fort. He said, don't worry about it.
The guy that looks like a turtle. The Pentagon. Wait. So is the Pentagon like a homage, an homage to these old battle station areas, or is the Pentagon just the Pentagon? Is it a homage, or is it built on one of them, or is it just made up just for it? I don't know. That's kind of cool. It looks like a turtle though. Like, this is the head on the left. This is the body. You get it. The shell.
They said, we've left them a way out. And he said, what's that? He said, do you see that flag way up on the rampart? He said, we have told them that if they will lower that flag, the shelling will stop immediately. And we'll know that they've surrendered, and you'll now be under British rule. Francis Scott Key went down below and told the men what was about to happen.
Yeah, that was trash. Even though you're opposing countries, you don't ever backstab it. I'm surprised Britain didn't get just like slapped by every country out there. Freaking British. You British?
And they said, how many ships? He said, hundreds. The ships got closer. Francis Scott Key went back up on top and he said, men, I'll shout down to you what's going on as we watch. As twilight began to fall, and as the haze hung over the ocean as it does at sunset, suddenly the British war fleet unleashed. He says the sound was deafening. There were so many guns that there were no reliefs. He said it was absolutely impossible to talk or hear. He said suddenly the sky, although dark, was suddenly lit. And he says from down below, all he could hear the men, the prisoners, saying was, tell us where the flag is.
So I don't know if this is 100% accurate. Don't take my word on this. But I believe the reason why they're so focused on the flag itself, basically, is that it was like their symbol, no, not just of hope, but like freedom and independence, like they said in the short thing we watched before this. You know, that flag is what they fought for. Because, the whole tyrannical rule back then with the British, well, that they just kind of, they wanted to go against it. They're like, hey, any man could be a man here, regardless, slavery, but that's a whole other matter for a whole other moment. That's a whole other mess. But at that point, they're just like, every man's equal no matter what. Freak you, British. And the British didn't like that. But the fact that these people really believed in it, they believed that they could make a country that would actually, benefit every human in it, make anyone American. It's just sad how we turn into a joke these days. You know, we may have with the best army, some really good equipment, the best food. You know, considering deep fried Twinkies are amazing. But I even show you before I start karaoke. I'll show you how to make deep fried Twinkie. I'll show you a video of how to do it. It's really good. I guarantee it. But the Twinkie itself is okay. You know, you could tell not everyone's gonna like a Twinkie. Don't get the rip-off Twinkies either. They're definitely not as good. But deep fried Twinkies are a whole other level, man. Same with funnel cakes and hamburgers and hot dogs and chili dogs. But people don't even know what those are. Some people don't even know. A lot of people don't even know what corn dogs are. Crazy. But yeah, let's continue.
What have they done with the flag? Is the flag still flying over the rampart? Tell us. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the shelling. Every time the bomb would explode and it would be close to the flag, they could see the flag in the illuminated red glare of that bomb, and Francis Scott Key would report down to the men below, it's still up. It's not down. The admiral came and he said, your people are insane. He said, what's the matter with them?
Why didn't you just?
He said, don't they understand this is an impossible situation? Francis Scott Key said he remembered what George Washington had said. He said the thing that sets the American Christian apart from all other people in the world is he will die on his feet before he'll live on his knees.
Yep.
The admiral said, we have now instructed all of the guns to focus on the rampart to take that flag down. He said, we don't understand something. Our reconnaissance tells us that that flag has been hit directly again and again and again, and yet it's still flying. We don't understand that. But he said, now we're about to bring every gun for the next 3 hours to bear on that point. Francis Scott Key said the barrage was unmerciful. All that he could hear was the men down below praying. The prayer, God, keep that flag flying where we last saw it. Sunrise came. He said there was a heavy mist hanging over the land, but the rampart was tall enough.
Look at the flag.
There stood the flag, completely nondescript, in shreds.
Tilted all weird, huh?
The flagpole itself was at a crazy angle, but the flag was still at the top. Francis Scott Key went aboard and immediately went into Fort Henry to see what had happened. And what he'd found had happened was that that flagpole and that flag had suffered repetitious direct hits. And when it had fallen, but men, fathers, who knew what it meant for that flag to be on the ground, although knowing that all of the British guns were trained on it, walked over and held it up humanly until
You would hope humanly, but yeah, crazy. They fought for their beliefs, but a lot of people will try and say they do these days, but they don't. And they're trying to make others say that their beliefs are wrong. Beliefs that have been here for a long time. And that belief's facts. And there's a difference, you know? But whatever.
they died. Their bodies were removed and others took their place. Francis Scott Key said what held that flagpole in place at that unusual angle were patriots' bodies. He penned the song, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Or the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet fly and wave?" or the land of the free and the home of the brave. The debt was demanded. The price, it was paid.
Oh, say, can you see?
Let's see if the
By the
song is copyrighted.
early light, what so proudly we hail?
Oh, sorry, let me.
Can you see?
Hi,
By
say so.
the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous
Crazy,
fight,
huh?
o'er the
How they use what he said in the
ramparts
book.
we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled
Oh, my head.
banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Great.
brave?
They're pretty cool, huh? That's just how we roll. That's America, baby. Woo! Now you understand why he made the song. Why it became a song. Now, did I show you the deep fried Twinkies, or did I show you the? Sorry, let's do karaoke. Hold on. Play All Star what? Okay. I'm gonna probably sing that, but here we go. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, or so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight through ramparts watch those galleys streaming, and the rockets red glare, their bombs bursting in air. They flew through the night, and the flag was still there. Oh, say does that over the land of the free and the heart of the brave. Beautiful. It probably was out of sync for you guys, but that was beautiful. Oh, say does that star-spangled Oh, would you look at that? Well, I'm being
It's
American.
always time for
We have
Papa
Crony over
Murphy's.
here
And
doing
now
some
you can
workout
get any
stuff.
medium.
Let me see my baby girl working out.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Fall Guys, but I don't even know how to operate it.
Oh, great. Oh, she's wearing her
However,
kimono.
tennis.
Oh my god, look at these
Or
simpletons in the
badminton. We can do
comments.
badminton.
$50? Yikes! Drip, something tells me you're going to get destroyed. Crony game body compilation coming. You feel lucky, Crony? Why not, Grandma?
You should
Don't let her
just say
win
badminton.
once. Okay. You know, let's see what Crony's rules are. Thank you for watching my stream. To help everyone enjoy the stream more, please follow these rules. Be nice to other viewers, don't spam or troll. If you see spam or trolling, don't respond. Just block, report, and ignore those comments. Well, how do you block and then report? And then ignore? I mean, if you block them, you can't even see them, and you can't do anything about it, right? So you should ignore, report, then block. It should be backwards. Talk about the stream. Please don't bring up every unrelated topics or have personal conversations. Don't bring up other streamers or stream unless I mention them. Similarly, don't talk about me or my stream in other streamers' chats. No backseating unless I ask for help. I'd rather learn from my mistakes by dying countless times. If I fail, it'll be on my own terms. Yeah. Please refrain from chatting before the stream starts to prevent any issues. Okay. I'll be reading some super chats that may catch my attention during the game, but most of the reading will be done at the end of the stream. Please refrain from making voice requests as they were most likely done already, as long as you don't follow the rules above. You can chat in any language. I see. Well, that's Crony. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's that song, right? It's another American song. Girl, you'll be a woman someday. Okay, America's beautiful. America, the God, think of the beautiful karaoke. My headache is spiking. I actually don't know how the song goes right now. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the tilted plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee. and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Don't tell me that's the end. Okay. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. And I'm like voicing it back then. I'm just singing it out of spirits of being American, but not patriotic. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that seems beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crowned thee good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. There we go. America. Alright, now one last thing before we end stream. Where are some American foods? Let's see. No. I would search up American foods, but it's probably gonna go straight up copyrighted videos straight from the start. So let's just do the deep fried Twinkie. Deep fried Twinkie, deep fried Twinkie. This guy's popular with his. Was it this one? No, it was this one, I think. Yeah, it was him.
Feels weird picking it up.
It's been like a year, hasn't it?
A huge and fun welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Now, we've fried Mars bars, we've fried Oreos, and the other day I was walking down the strip there in Las Vegas and they'd fried Twinkies. Now, we've kind of perfected that batter now and I'm really pleased with it. So I'm going to test my frying batter with Twinkies. Let's get on. The batter is very simple but also very important. There's a cup and 1/4 of all-purpose flour. Add to that a teaspoon of baking powder. We'll sweeten it with a couple of tablespoons of sugar and season with a pinch of salt. Now, I said last time we could add a little bit of spice to this, so I'm going to. A little pinch of nutmeg and a small pinch of cinnamon. Now, I'll just whisk those together, and then we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of whole milk and 1 egg. Then I'm just going to whisk this until I get a nice thick batter. And like with all batters, if you leave this 5 or 10 minutes and just let the flour develop. Now, an important point, before we start frying, take your Twinkies and freeze them. They'll be a lot easier to handle. On a stove, I have some cooking oil, which I've brought up to 360 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 180 Celsius. Now, I haven't got a thermometer, so I'm going to test it. I just dip a spoon into a tiny little bit of my batter and bring it over, and if I dip that in there, we should see a beautiful fizz, and that's ready to go. Now, I've said before, the easiest way to do this is with your hands. Just get the Twinkie in there, coat it over with the batter, then lift it out, bring it over to your oil, and just drop it in gently. Now, the Twinkie will want to roll itself over. It's almost like a giant donut at this point. Now, you see the underside of the Twinkie there has gone a lovely golden brown. I'm just going to roll that over, Finish this side. Then I'm going to lift the Twinkie out,
Look, a potato.
let it drain a little bit, and pop it down on some paper just for the fat to drain off. You can see it looks almost like a big square donut. Now I'll just do a second one, and you will get your little finger marks on there, so don't worry about that. Lift that Twinkie up, let it drip a little bit, and drop it into the oil and just release it. There's another one. That one looks a little bit peculiar. It's got like an arm and a leg. From my side, it looks like a little chicken.
Yeah.
So there's the last one. We just lift that out of the fat, pop it on the plate next to the other two. Now I'm just going to dust these over with a little icing sugar.
Powdered sugar, basically.
Now I've taken a quick couple of photographs of this, but I want to have them while they're still hot. Just come and take a look at these. There's our little chicken leg fella. And this one here is the one I'm going to eat whilst it's still toasty, and I can smell the cinnamon and the nutmeg. Here goes. First time, by the way. It's like a cinnamon donut with a Twinkie inside. It's absolutely delicious. So if you do give this a try, let me know what you think. Don't have...
Yeah, it's delicious. I don't know about his, but I tried the ones they had at like this Waterworld place. It's like water park. Here's what a chili dog is for you guys who don't know what chili dogs are. Because I know, yeah, if you're American, you know what it is. But apparently other people don't around the world. So it's Gordon Ramsay. Just watch this guy's video real quick.
Today we're making Sonic's chili dogs. For the chili, 1 pound ground beef, onion and garlic, seasoned with cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and chili powder. Tomato paste, salt, and pepper. Go in there with some beef broth, cornstarch and water mixture. Once it's thick like you, it is done. Cook off your hot dogs. Hot dog bun, wiener,
You cook
chili,
the bun too, though.
ketchup, red diced onion, shredded cheddar cheese. And
Okay, so don't go that far. For a normal chili dog, just get a hot dog and put the chili on it. Chili con carne. Or chili with meat, basically. Chili of meat. But that's a chili dog. That's literally it. That's all it is. And these are corn dogs. They're just a hot dog with like corn flour batter around it. And that's it. You just deep fry it with a stick and... There's another quick one, just so you can see. You can add stuff inside of it too. Oh yeah, breakfast corn dog. See, these are called pancakes on a stick where I'm from. It's the same idea, except you get a sausage link, like a hot dog. Then you put pancake batter around it. Usually they give it to you in school, and they'll give you a thing of syrup so you can dip it in. Yep, pancake on a stick. The breakfast one. Man, I miss these. They sell them still, but I just haven't had them. Thanks, chicken. Let me fantastic myself, boy. Stretch. If I had one of those back hoppers, I'd do it for you guys too, but I don't. See, chicken, this is a pancake on a stick. Basically a corn dog, but breakfast. It has a breakfast sausage inside, and it has a pancake batter on the outside. This is the breakfast version, though. I don't know why you would put cup of sugar on it. See, syrup makes sense, but not cup of sugar.
Oh,
yes! But whatever. And my baby girl's still there. Oh yeah, there's mini corn dogs too. That's what's funny. I see this is a normal corn dog.
Let's
Let's see
make
if this
homemade
Nick
corn dogs. Start with 1.5 cups corn flour, 1 1/4 cups all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup granulated sugar, tablespoon baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt. Now whisk it up and set it aside. Now in a separate bowl, 1 3/4 cup buttermilk, 1 large egg, 1 tablespoon olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of honey.
Yeah.
Then combine it all in one bowl and whisk. The consistency should look something like this. Now grab your wieners and shove those wooden sticks right up their butt. Ow! And now you can dip them. Dip those wieners, then drop it straight in your oil at 350 Fahrenheit. Once those wieners get nice and golden brown, pull them out. This right here is what dreams are made of. Shower it in some fresh honey. God, that's hot.
Fresh
that is
honey?
genuinely unbelievable. Let's make.
Don't put honey on it. No, you can, but you don't have to put honey on it. You just eat it or dip it in ketchup. Like I said, it's a hot dog, basically, just deep fried. You don't have to get all crazy like these people. But yeah, so that's all the American crap I have. Here, I got one more American song. No. Here's one more American song before I end stream. Watch me make chocolate cake without an oven. Oh my god. Not one of those. America. America. Watch out, man. Your games are through. Put my balls and suck on my balls, America. What you gonna do? Come to you now. 2000 video without Family Guy clip. Woo! Yeah. Woo! America. I can feel chicken's red, white, and blue bleeding practically from his body. Liberty, Waxless, Yalamo, Band-Aid, Las Vegas, Smith. Books. Quiet. That's America, baby. Let's see how everyone thinks of America in the comments. All those in favor of legally make this the official theme song. I know satire. This should be the new national anthem in USA. The silence of the books always kills me. This is America's new national anthem. The slavery. Oh crap, that happened. What Europeans hear about American patriotism, this is what they sing in their head. I have this song on repeat whenever I play as the Americans in War Thunder. Listen to this song on repeat for a flight from England to America. Then my family in America weren't happy when I sang this non-stop. Could you imagine this playing out the Olympics or in the medal presentation? 2008, nothing. 2020, my time has come once again. When I'm at all-night party, I play a song to get through the night. I love it. I'm playing the heck out of this undercurrent events unfolding in America. Yep, it's a trash heap now. The supposed freedom, huh? And this is actually the America that we imagine in Switzerland. Team America are the heroes we all need right now. Books. Play a song to my pet parrot. Yeah, it's one of those. No, use a hawk or flying eagle, bald eagle. I bet it's bald eagle. Now he's bald eagle. U.S. us. What the frick? The song we didn't know we needed, we got anyways. It lasted for more than 10 hours. Should I get a doctor? I listen to this song whenever I get angry. It really helps me to calm down a lot. What the heck, man? Are you okay? Unless it's funny. This should be a national anthem. This is amazing. I love it. We're gonna free the crap out of you. Yeah, Britain, get liberated, boy. Ugh. We're gonna see. Oh, this is my favorite video of this song. Captures the peace through superior firepower mentality of America. It's fun. I finally realized that why Bed Bath and Beyond is in this song. They sell mini fryers where you can make fries in such a comfort of your own house. Exactly. We were we was forced to sing this in the army. I love how when people say America, they almost never mean the two continents, South and North America. That collectively makes up the landmass we call the Americas. Canada is part of America, so is Mexico, Brazil, Peru, country. So really, America is the best country ever. It's the only country that is actually two continents. Oh no, there's replies. I don't even want to read that. Every 4 years, I come back to this goal for one night and one night only. Us. Please write the national anthem. Greatest song in the history of mankind. I'm British, but America. You gotta admit, American sing song kicks your. Stop, people. This is so much. No. God dang, son. That's my wake. Horn G W, mate. I'll allow it. Go ahead. America. That's fine. A little American bit to Christmas and books. Wow. This should be a new national anthem. It's so great. I take it on. This song quite lately screams America since we have offended foreigners. So many songs of Liberty Prime's playlist. This should be our national anthem. It's gonna be the song. Thank you. Get your butt away from there.
Yeah, he said mom, you better grab it.
Even as a Dutchman, this is funny. Greetings to my fellow Americans. He said sportsmanship so fast at first I thought it's sports. I cried tears of freedom. Oh, Jesus, people. This song and video always get me pumped. I just took the video and smashed the can on my head. Jesus. This is America. Let's see what happens when I just type America in American. You can do magic. West Side Story. Spark Street. I watched this one's funny because it makes the American song that one I just sing sound like movie trailer song. Yeah, there's Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is so funny. America. Okay. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the stream. It's just been American crap all these last almost 2 hours. I'm tired. My head hurts a lot. We had a couple people join for a second. It was beautiful. What can I say besides America, America, oh America, America, America. What other countries are there? It doesn't matter 'cause they're not America, which is the best. America, America. And you know the final words are sayonara suckers.